Grab your phone and open up the dialer right now to follow along, because in this explainer, we're uncovering 5 secret codes that unlock hidden diagnostic features and honestly could protect your phone from being hacked. Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at some absolutely fascinating, under-the-radar tools built right into the device you're probably holding in your hand right now. Think about it for a second. We usually treat the phone dialer as nothing more than a digital keypad, right? Just a little relic from the landline days that we only use to punch in a number and hit send. But beneath that super simple interface, your dialer is actually a direct command line gateway to your phone's operating system and your cellular network. I literally had no idea some of these menus even existed until recently, and getting to explore them, it's incredibly empowering. So get your screen ready because you are definitely going to want to try these out in real time. All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the hidden dialer. And that leads us straight to Section 2, check for hacked calls. Now, it's a pretty terrifying thought, right? Is someone out there secretly listening to your phone calls or monitoring your data? In today's digital landscape, malicious actors don't even necessarily need to install complex spyware on your device to compromise your privacy. Instead, they often just exploit a perfectly normal carrier feature, seamless call forwarding. By quietly setting up a forward on your account, a hacker can easily divert your incoming text messages, like those absolutely crucial two-factor authentication codes from your bank, or they can listen to your sensitive voicemails without you ever even hearing your phone ring. So to find out if your private conversations and data are being quietly intercepted in the background, we need to use our very first secret code. Okay, go ahead and open your dialer, type *#21#, and hit the call button. What happens next is actually brilliant. Instead of placing a normal voice call, your phone sends this super quick query directly to your cellular network provider. It's basically asking for the routing table of your specific phone number. It forces the network to send back a complete, real-time status report detailing exactly where your voice calls, data, and SMS messages are being routed when you aren't looking. When those results pop up on your screen, reading them correctly is key. If your phone says not forwarded straight down the board, you're totally safe. Your communications are going exactly where they're supposed to go. Now, if a number does pop up, take a deep breath. A lot of people panic when they see this. But often, the number listed there is simply your cellular carrier's default voicemail routing server. It's totally normal for unanswered calls to go there. However, if the result shows some unfamiliar, standard 10-digit phone number that you absolutely do not recognize, well, that is a massive red flag. That unfamiliar number is exactly where your private data is being silently diverted. If that previous code just revealed that your calls or data are being forwarded somewhere suspicious, don't worry, there's an immediate fix. What I found so fascinating when looking into this is that you don't even need to call your carrier, navigate some awful phone menu, and wait on hold for an hour to fix the breach. Nope. Just open your dialer back up, type ##002# and press call. This specific command essentially acts as a hard-coded emergency override switch. This master code instantly erases all active forwarding set up on your account. It completely severs those unauthorized network connections, giving you immediate peace of mind. It basically wipes the slate clean right at the carrier level, putting all the control back in your hands and making sure your voice and text routing is totally locked down from remote intercepts. Moving right along to Section 3, clear hidden system trash. We have all experienced this incredibly frustrating moment. You go to take a photo of, a special memory, or you try to download a new app, and boom, you get that dreaded notification. Your phone is running low on storage space. You start desperately deleting old photos and text threads, but it barely makes a dent. Well, if you're using a Samsung or certain other Android devices, there is actually a hidden backdoor cleaner that targets invisible system logs you normally can't even see, let alone access through your standard settings menu. By typing *#9900# into your dialer, you completely bypass the standard user interface and open up the hidden SysDump menu. SysDump stands for System Dump. You see, every single time an app crashes or a software process hangs or your cell network drops a connection, your phone's operating system writes a tiny little diagnostic text file about it. These logs are really just meant for developers who are troubleshooting bugs. But over months and years of daily use, these invisible text files silently accumulate, quietly eating up gigabytes of your precious storage space, totally behind the scenes. The process to clear all this out is surprisingly easy. Once you type the code and open the menu, just look for the option that says Delete Dump State/logcat and hit OK. By doing this, you are safely purging all of that bloated, unnecessary system history in a matter of seconds. And honestly, the best part is that this diagnostic tool only targets those hidden developer logs.
It keeps your personal photos, your messages, apps, and save files completely safe and untouched. It is just a brilliant way to reclaim storage space. Okay, up next is Section 4, the Hardware Test Matrix.
Much like the storage cleaner we just went over, this next feature is primarily a diagnostic tool built specifically into Samsung and various Android devices. Just type *#0*# to pull up the official hardware test matrix directly on your screen. What this code does is essentially bypass your phone's normal operating system to ping the physical hardware components directly. So instead of just guessing if a device works properly, this command forces the phone to mathematically prove it to you.
Imagine you're meeting someone from an online marketplace to buy a used phone. Normally, people just swipe around the home screen a bit, maybe open the camera and cross their fingers, right? But if you punch in this code, you are instantly empowered to run a professional-grade inspection. You can test the pure RGB values of the display to easily spot any hidden dead pixels or screen burn-in. You can test the gyroscope, the vibration motor, the speaker, and even map out the exact touch response of the glass to make sure there are no dead zones. It completely takes the guesswork out of the purchase, letting you thoroughly inspect the hardware before handing over any of your hard-earned cash.
And finally, Section 5, the Emergency Tracking Code. Let's look at a tool that is absolutely vital for emergency preparedness. This is the one piece of information you simply must have secured long before a crisis ever happens. Type *#06# into your dialer to pull up your device's unique identifiers. You will absolutely need these if you ever want to check its blacklist status or report it missing. The moment you press that hash key, these crucial numbers will just pop right up. The most important number that pops up there is your IMEI, which stands for International Mobile Equipment Identity. You can think of this as your phone's unchangeable digital fingerprint, kind of like the VIN number on a car. You need to take a screenshot of this right now and save it somewhere safe. Email it to yourself, write it down on a sticky note, whatever works. Because if your phone gets lost or stolen, you give this 15-digit number to the authorities and your network provider. They use the IMEI to completely brick the stolen phone right at the network level. That renders the hardware entirely useless to thieves, even if they try to factory reset the whole thing or swap out the SIM card. So take a look at your own device right now. Think back to the beginning of this explainer. When you typed in that very first security code, *#21#, did it safely report not forwarded? Understanding and utilizing these hidden commands represents a massive shift in power. You aren't just a passive consumer poking at a shiny screen anymore. You're now someone who actually understands the hidden architecture of the device in your pocket. So keep these codes saved, stay vigilant, and ask yourself, who else might be listening?